Today, there are two CFA currencies still in use across Africa. The first is the West African CFA, which now stands for Communauté Financière d'Afrique, which in English means Financial Communities of Africa, and is the currency of Benin, Burkina Faso, Guinea-Bissau, Ivory Coast, Mali, Niger, Senegal, and Togo. And the second CFA is the Central African CFA, which now stands for Coopération Financière en Afrique Centrale, which means a financial cooperation in Central Africa, and is the currency of Cameroon, Central African Republic, Chad, Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, and Gabon.
There is an example of Euro, and Euro did not come back without a greater and formula of integration. I mean, what I'm trying to say here is the backbone of Euro, its survival today, is the successful integration of the Western European, mostly. Then, first, later they start allowing other members to join. Now, do you think that ECHO in West Africa should, first of all, you think that the African government, for example, the regional West African, should first of all focus on integration? When they are successful in integration, then they can start talking about introducing new currency like ECHO. What do you think?
At least I would ask the question, the topic of integration is probably that's interesting, but I'm not sure if that's enough, right? So I'm wondering if we talk about integration in far, that is enough to push the value of a possible currency, in a way, right? So, I mean, integration is important, definitely, but if you integrate something that you have to push in the end, it can be just trouble, right? So everything that is coming together needs to have a certain value for itself. It has to bring something in so that you can say, like, okay, this is why we integrated, right?
Okay. So you think that introducing ECHO, for example, would not be a problem. If they have to push it, they have to continue working on it. But what about if they push ECHO, for example, if there is no proper formula? Although there is integration already in West Africa, for example. They have what they call West Africa, ECHOWAS or something. But this union or this organization, whatever you call it, I don't think it has been successful. I think there is a problem in implementing the framework. It has been successful on the paper.
Yeah.
I agree. We might
Okay.
but
Can I just change?
okay, fine.
We're still revolving around the same thing. This institution, the African Monetary Institution, they brought up this institution for one particular reason, for the ECHO. They created an affiliate of it in Ghana, a kind of bank or something like that. I'm not an accountant today, I'm more of an environmentalist.
Okay.
But if you give me data, I can do good justice to them. So, from my understanding, this institution they created is being governed and by individual, non-governmental agency. It's not a political institution. It's not being run by politicians.
Okay.
It's more of experts.
Experts.
You understand? So the expert now came up to them and said, man, if this thing is going to work, each of you individual country have to meet these criteria if you're going to get this ECHO right. You understand? But the Africa always a problem setting since they got encounter with their European boyfriend. They start now trying to force the economy to come into existence when others have not met the criteria. You understand? So there's no way the Francophone countries or whosoever will come up and peg it with Europe and say they want to start operating and to bring success to Africa. It will still push them back to same system, same France, same independency system. You still be depending on France. Okay, let me give you an example. Right now, Nigerian economy is very, very unstable and we are so much in debt. 4 years or 6 years ago, Nigeria is fucking, I'm sorry to use this word, so better than Ghana. That 4 years under Jonathan regime, Nigeria was even above these criteria we're talking about. But right now, Nigeria is nowhere near these criteria. Under Jonathan
regime, you think in 3 years they can even get to this?
They can't get to that because I don't see them electing the next leader. I always see chaos in the next 3 years because we're going to force them out.
Okay.
So this is what I'm looking at. I want to take you back to Jonathan regime. There's an information about it here on it. They say Nigerian economy under Jonathan has an average impressive 70% annual growth since 2010. That was under Jonathan. A fiscal policy is responsible. They're telling you what's responsible. The country has a debt to GDP ratio of roughly 18% and a budget deficit of under 3%. Levels Europe will be delighted with. You understand me? Under this regime, we had a good system at that time. Maybe then Ghana was not so stable. Other part of Africa was not, or West Africa was not so stable. They cannot peg it together. But right now, when Ghana is okay now, Nigeria is not okay. You understand? Some other parts are not okay.
What do you mean by Ghana is okay?
Ghana economy is kind of up to the criteria right now that they demanded for. You know, it's true. They are up to it. And you told me now, Togo also.
Togo formally has met this criteria.
Okay, Togo also. Now, what about the so-called Nigeria? What about other African countries?
But do not forget that Nigeria itself in West Africa is controlling up to 60% of the GDP of that region.
We do, but if you're doing it under...
So it's a huge, massive economy.
It's a huge economy, fine. But if you're doing it under inflation, so much debt, and poor economic system, the economic system in Nigeria now is not balanced. It's not good for this echo right now.
So you're not in support of implementation of
I'm in support to implement it, but to do it at the right time. It's not right for Africans to say we want to peg the economy together when you know the system, the political system are being handled by immature hands.
Okay. Do you want to add to that?
Yeah, so anyway, I just want to talk about some experience of what I hear about that currency coming from Cameroon and my friend from Cote d'Ivoire. Because what I'm hearing here are, I would say, people who are knowing what they're talking about. They're talking about technical characteristics of that currency. But I'm really interested in knowing what happens in reality. What are saying the people who are using the actual currency, and what they are thinking about the next one. And I hear generally that it is just the fact that the currency will not change. Okay. In fact, or indeed will not change. The name will change because.
Wait. What currency are you talking about?
I'm talking about the eco currency.
Yeah, okay, fine. That takes me to continue. I won't come to you yet. I don't want to be so fast. But I'll let you continue.
So, people from Cote d'Ivoire, from Cameroon, they are not saying that when they are using the franc CFA, that currency that is produced in France for them, and they try to compare it with the eco, and listen to what the president. The different presidents are saying, and what France is saying, and the condition that are required for that money to be used in Africa, it's exactly the same when you are using it indeed. And that is the reason because the most of Francophones are really against ECO because they can call it whatever they want. It is an instrument that France is using to maintain the Francophone countries under control.
Okay. Now you put me back to the point that I don't want to go.
But I'm not a specialist.
What I want to say is that the euro that is being used in the European countries, all the economics are not the same.
Number one?
Yeah, the economy of Ukraine, the economy of
Spain,
the economy of
Italy.
Spain, the economy of Italy, the economy of Poland cannot be compared to Germany, right? But they are still using euro.
Uh-huh.
When you go to Poland,
Okay, Poland is not using euro. Italy is using euro. I don't think Poland is using euro. Poland is not using euro.
Wait.
Okay.
Poland, if you have euros and you use it to buy something, it will be taken.
Yeah, they will be taken because
It will be taken, but they still spend the zloty.
Okay.
They still spend
To
the
that
zloty.
point, I accept. I
So
agree with you.
what I'm trying to say is that it will not get to a point where everyone will be equal, but there should be a common denominator. When I talk of a common denominator, and underlying factors. For instance, you spoke of the 10 underlying factors that have been outlined by these expertise that you ought to meet it before you can begin with it. But in making sets of rules, if you miss one, you miss the two. If you miss two, you miss the three. But when one gets maybe 5 or 6 out of 10, it means there is a possibility that the person is improving. The attempt of having a common currency, the main underlying thing is that to help develop everyone within the economy, to help Africa have its independence when it comes to production, to help Africa have a common platform where resources are interchanged in such a way that resources will not be taken to the diaspora for them to make the various end product and then bring it back.
This man, I would like to be asking you questions. You know why? Okay.
Hold on. Wait. Let me
So what I would say is that when he talked of that, the currency is not going to change, but it's a way that France is going to have a total control of the currency. I would say this, that perceptions sometimes have impact on how people analyze things. But if you're to go deep down into the use or the underlying things for the use of CFA, it's the France people, their hand is in it. I wouldn't underestimate that. Their hand is in it. But most of the policies, it's coming from the various African countries. I would say that the only thing I disagree is when it comes to them having the reserves in France. That is the blow. And that is why they are deciding that now they are going to take the reserves. They are not going to keep the reserves in France. Because when it comes to...
Have they decided?
Yeah, they've made a decision. He met with the president of France, and he told him that. And then fly to Nigeria, met the governors of the central banks of Ghana, I think Nigeria, Guinea, and they also had a consensus that this is what they want to do. But recently, the president of Liberia, what's his name, the former footballer, George Weah, said that the haste of the Francophone, the West Francophone countries, trying to pick up the echo as a currency on their own is in a way they should hold on, they should slow down a bit. In the sense that it has to, is the whole thing that Africa is trying to cook.
We have to structure that.
So if they are to decide to pick it on their own with the intention that they will start it without recognition to the various reforms of other countries, it's not going to help Africa as a whole. But he's speaking in interest of his country, because his country needs to bring, you are coming from South Africa, you are coming from Nigeria, you are coming from Cameroon. And if you have to have a common currency, you have to bring your reform on the table, I bring my reform on the table, and we have a common goal. It's the same thing that UK, for instance, in response to what you said, UK, for instance, came on the table with various interests, right? These interests, they've not been met for quite a long time, and because of that, they opted out. But first, you have to show what you call good faith. Showing of the good faith is coming to the table.
There's something that I always want to say. I'm not against any country to progress. And my problem is that I'm against illegal transaction. I'm against monopoly of development. Because this is what I always say around. I've been in Europe for some time. I noticed something. They are always trying to monopolize development. And that's the issue between UK and EU. They see it as if Germany is trying to monopolize development. At the other end, them too, they want to monopolize development ahead of Germany. You understand? Then it goes back to France. What I'm pointing at France. It goes to France. France now, they're trying to use the Francophone African country to monopolize the full West Africa through the ECHO, pegging ECHO with Euro. And this Euro...
But this thing has been done quite a very long time now, if I'm not mistaken. This thing, pegging the CFA Frank with the Euro, it has been done for a very long time.
What they do by it?
I think it's up to 20 years now or more.
Long time.
Far more way now. But now there is also a problem of France now trying to say the new ECHO that is going to be implemented, that is going to be used with the entire West Africa, between the Francophone and the Anglophone, we also have it reserved in France. What do you make up of that?
That's the same thing I was saying. That they are still trying to push it now away from. They are pushing it now away from Francophone country. If we say now, let's the full West African countries peg Euro with ECHO, that means we don't have our freedom. It's the same thing.
You mean we lose our freedom?
We lose our freedom.
Okay, come. What do you want to say?
What do you want to respond to something that you say that you are right when you say that some people just have a perception that France is controlling the French-talking African country by that new eco currency. So anyway, I got a newspaper. It's called Jeune Afrique Économique.
Okay.
It's in French. So anyway, I could read in this newspaper that there are a lot of taxes that has been paid and set by France to have our resources really cheap, to transform it and to sell it. I talk about especially about Cameroon. I don't know what happened in Cote d'Ivoire.
Okay.
And we buy all those things more expensive.
Now you are talking about exporting raw materials. When you export raw materials, for example, to France, then we will make that raw materials. They will transform that raw material.
Yeah.
Then they will ship the materials that you think. For example, you ship in cocoa. Then you ship cocoa. You ship cocoa to France, cocoa, and they use cocoa to make chocolate. And they will ship that chocolate back to you with a higher price.
And they set the taxes that
they set the tax on you
so that they make more benefit than us. I could read it. I not the comments.
But this man, what do you have to answer that? Okay, wait. I go to wait first. Hold on. I go to you.
I have kind of simple question. Very simple question.
Okay.
But why are you not producing the chocolate yourself?
So, okay, fine. Good question.
I can answer. For example, you have to understand that the most of the national enterprises or fabrics or all those things belong to the government. And the government is not controlled by the own government, is controlled indirectly by France. Why? Because the people were controlling.
Okay, that's a fact now.
I'm sorry.
Hey, guys, hold on. What after the
Please just give us an lesson. The chocolate enterprise in Cameroon is called Chococan. Okay. Chocolaterie du Cameroun. The house of chocolate of Cameroon. I know. So it's
a French name.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. The person who is at the head of that enterprise is somebody who is chosen by people who put that Paul Biya, the old president, there at the power. But it is not official. Nothing is official in Cameroon, but everybody knows what happens behind. They know that. The president itself is maintained at the power by France. That is not just what I just want to mention. More and more.
The figures always speaks the truth. 14% of imports by these francophone countries was done by France. The question is, what about the 86%?
Where are they?
Where did they get it from? So if you say that, and
are you sure the figures are actually correct? What you
when I give figure, I can give you the source. You can check the France diplomacy website.
I don't believe in those figures.
Wait. It's as whether you believe it or you don't believe it. So far as there is no contrary thing to it, no one has been able to contradict those figures, and it's an official page by France. It means that it's the right figures. Okay. And in the sense that I would say that the printing of money, the reserves, the money that they are going to use it to pay the euro, right? As they say that they will continue with the pegging of the euro, but they will take off their reserves.
Do they actually promise, or do they actually agree?
Is the agreement.
To transfer the francophone reserve back to the francophone people in Africa?
Maybe let me explain. When you talk of the reserves is more like having the mindset that at a point in time you will not be able to control or to have all that you need. There will come a point in time that you need an external hand. For instance, if you have money right now and you are sending it to Ghana, if you're sending euro to Ghana, the money that you pay here is not that money that you take to Ghana. No. Right? Germany is having money there, that very money is what they use to pay. And if a Ghanaian is also trying to transfer money to someone in Germany, and he pays the cedis, when he pays the cedis, hoping that it will reach here, when it gets here, we are not using cedis, Ghana cedis here, we are using euro. So what then happens is the money that Ghana is having in the reserves of Germany, that part of it is going to use in paying the person here. But the what runs through it is the demand and the supply. So if I am coming to give you, I'm sending more Ghana cedi to euro, it means that I'm buying more euro. And if I'm buying more euro, it means that I'm demanding more euro.
That means
and if I'm demanding more euro, it means the price of euro is going to go up because more people are chasing it. Good. So when it comes to the euro, them saying that they're going to pay the money to the euro, it's a simple thing about hedging. Hedging of prices. It's like anticipating that this thing is going to happen in such a way that probably the shocks that I'm going to encounter, it will bring a bigger blow to my economy. So what will I do? I'll give you the chance so that these currencies, I will tell you that all things being equal, if I'm giving you now 2 euros for this bottle of water, if I'm giving you 2 euros for this bottle of water, maybe now the bottle of water is 1 euro, but I'm telling you that I'm giving you 1.5 euros for the next 1 year. The bottle is 1 euro, but I'm giving you 1.5 euro for the next 1 year. So even if in 6 months' time this bottle goes to 3 euro, I'm not paying 3 euro. I'll pay 1.5 because there is an existing agreement. So it's in a way it's a mitigation strategy so as to also help these francophone countries.
You meant to help these francophone countries.
To help these francophone countries.
And I'll use sorry, there's something I want to this man. Sorry. How far since they have been helping?
Yeah, wait, woman.
I like. Wait, you've been saying one thing for a long time. We know they are helping. Okay, the emphasis, the basic of your information is that the pegging of francophone currency to France and their money, their reserve being in France is an assistance for the francophone country, right?
Wait. If you use the word assistance.
Okay.
Assistance is
Okay,
more
well.
like you not having the strength to do it. When one says that I'm assisting you,
You cannot do
it
it.
means that you cannot do it.
Yeah.
That's what
But
it
when I
should
talk
assistance.
of help, I'm using the word help in the sense of how this thing started. In the 1930s, when it started, the intention was to help them so that it will not affect their economy, right? It will not affect the economy. And now they are saying that fine, that very part of the deal was good. It's like a liver and a bag, right? They are saying that part of the deal is good. But the other part is not good. So we will keep the good part, and the other part, we will control it. We will control it ourselves. What you might look at it that the haste of the Francophone countries, the West Francophone countries, trying to start the ECO with this peg is going to give France an upper hand. But you should also look at it that, in as much as it's going to give France an upper hand, it's not that they're keeping their reserves in France for France to do the referee.
How can you pledge how can you pledge ECHO? 1 minute. How can you pledge ECHO, for example, with euro, and you would not keep your reserve in France?
Good question.